What's going on, guys? Welcome to the special edition of BoxInOne Wildcard Weekend Edition. Normally on this podcast, we talk a lot about basketball, obviously. We also had the whole Future versus Eminem debate. That was a one-off. But today we are diving into some football talks. This is Daniel and Samajai's wheelhouse. Royce is coming back for us over the next couple episodes. He's back in school. Gonna let him do his thing senior year. We're still on winter break, though, so we're still going to deliver you guys episodes until Royce comes back this coming Saturday. Wildcard Weekend. Let's just get straight into it. First matchup. In the NFC, we got the number 7 Green Bay Packers against the number 2 Philadelphia 76ers. Whoa. That's a clip. That's a clip. Nah, I mean like I saw Philadelphia and I just call them the Eagles. I don't call them like the Philadelphia Eagles. So like when Philadelphia like 76 just rolled off the tongue. But nah, Packers at Eagles. How y'all see that game going?
The Packers aren't doing simple as that. They're not doing anything against that team.
I kind of agree with him similarly, just kind of off the basis of like how Saquon Barkley, like who's gonna stop him? I don't think anyone is, in my opinion.
Crazy, and I don't even think it's just that.
It's also just like their defense kind of just relies on Xavier McKinney, in my opinion. That's my opinion. And then
Jair Alexander, isn't he hurt?
He's hurt. He just got hurt, so he's out for the year. And that they're just gonna get. I don't think they're gonna get ran through. I honestly think like it's probably just gonna be like a 32-21 win over the Eagles. And I think just hurts like they're on a hot streak right now. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they're just gonna win solely based off that, and also just because like the Eagles. The Eagles are. Like, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I could say the Eagles are a good team.
Hey, that's your rival.
Huh?
Oh no, that's the Giants. I'm tripping. But yeah, going off what you said. I don't think it's a close game at all. I think it's a blowout. Like, not even speaking from what Saquon can do and the offense, that defense is going to kill them.
I agree.
The Packers have no wide receiving core as it is. Like, you cannot look at, like, I guess Jaden Reed you can look at and say he's their wide receiver one. Even then, he's been extremely mediocre.
Yeah, and as a wide receiver one, that doesn't phase me.
The Eagles have a fucking excellent secondary with what's the buddy name that always
CJ Gardner-Johnson, I think?
No, not CJ Gardner-Johnson. You have Quinshon Mitchell, who's been phenomenal. Then, their cornerback one. I forget his name. Darius Slay. There you go. You have those two up top, so it's already a no-fly zone. You have Reed Blankenship, who's an excellent safety and coverage. On top of, they have a really good pass rush with Jalen Carter and their linebackers. So not even from an offensive perspective, but still taking into account of offense, you have, you could say Xavier McKinney. That's going to be cool, but you still have, even if Jair was playing, let's say, for example, okay, he's on A.J. Brown. You still have Devonta Smith, who can literally give you wide receiver one production as well, on top of still having to deal with the rushing of Saquon and Jalen Hurts. So I don't think this is a close game.
And it's also because, like, just O-line as well. Like, they have a way better, their O-line overpowered D-line. I agree. I think Devonta Smith playing very well. I think he's become very underrated now. So I feel like they're probably gonna coverage. I'm gonna say Devonta Smith a lot better. At least the Packers are. McKinney might just be on Devonta Smith, but then I think AJ Brown just might be the number one guy to punch.
He's gonna take the top off that defense.
Yeah.
I think it's also interesting, like you said about Devonta Smith being underrated. I think I saw a tweet. I forgot who tweeted. I think the thing about Devonta Smith is he has the talent to command a wide receiver one position very easily. But because of the depth of the Eagles and also just because of his lack of ego, he's really cool having A.J. Brown be the number one guy and then him just kind of be there whenever he needs it. But Devonta Smith easily could be the number one guy on our Eagles team when it comes to a wide receiver position. It's like you can't double both of them. It's like when the Chiefs, when they had like Hunt, they had Cheetah, and then they had Pacheco at the same time. It's like, bro, and they had Kelsey too. It's like you got to double one of them, and then from there, you basically picking your poison.
Buddy must not have been watching them games.
Yeah, I think Pacheco was a rookie.
It was Hunt. It was my fault.
It was
Hunt. It was Hill, and it was Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
That was the big thing. Yeah, Pacheco was still coming off the.
He was a rookie. Yeah.
I used to be a Chiefs fan until they beat the league.
He wasn't in the league. He was a rookie when Tyreek left them. That year,
we used the pick from no. We used the pick from Tyreek.
Pacheco. Pacheco's young.
Pacheco was in the league in 2022.
Pacheco 25. Yeah, no, he 2022. You're right.
But yeah, we used the pick we traded for Tyreek to get Trey McDuffie and George Karlaftis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I feel you.
That worked out really well for you guys.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out a little too well for the Chiefs. We gonna get to the Chiefs.
I think it worked out well. It's just my thing. I look, he missed like them 40 bomb days of just like high level explosive offense. Like I do love the defense now, but I used to love them. Like I know by the third quarter this game is over, I can go to sleep.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
2022 Warriors versus 2017 Warriors. That's basically what we looking at.
Pretty much.
Low key.
It's the same thing. Same terrorism, same everything. We can both relate on that. Second matchup in the NFC though, we got the number 6 Washington Commanders, not the Washington Wizards guys. Washington Commanders, stay with me. Washington Commanders and the number 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How y'all feeling about this one?
For me personally,
it's a very good game.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like a 10-point game or like a 13-point. Yeah, like a 10. I put 24-14 as my prediction of the Buccaneers. I think it's just simple. They have Mike Evans. I think that's one of their best players. Bucky Irving as well, and then Baker Mayfield, who has been playing phenomenal football this year. So I think honestly, just those three together, offensively, just kind of. I don't want to say they torch Washington's defense. Their defense is pretty solid. But I think just alone from them, I feel like they're just gonna have a good game. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, kind of agreeing with Daniel. I feel like the Bucks win this game just off the fact the Commanders don't really have a good secondary. Like when they do draft this year, they need to draft a corner. Like granted, they have Marshawn Lattimore, and he's probably gonna. He might get like 15 PIs on Mike Evans, just because like he hates that man from like the Saints Bucks rivalry. But
they're way back.
So that might be that, but I still think, as Daniel said, you have Bucky Irving, and the Commanders have, I want to say, a decent
it's an okay
run.
Pass.
Yeah, they have like a okay run defense. I do think Jaden Daniels, he's gonna do decent. If I had to predict, I'd say like 189 yards, like 16 completions probably on probably abysmal attempts. But yeah, it might be a good game, just like from both sides, but Commanders' defense is probably not going to hold up.
Yeah, man. I think Scary Terry is not going to be Scary Terry. Terry McLaurin, yeah. I think he's gonna be decent, but I don't think he's going to be like phenomenal.
Who's the Bucks corner?
What's his name? I don't remember.
I forget his name.
It's not Goodwin, right?
No, Goodwin's
You got Zion McCullum and you got Jamal Dean.
Oh, well, Antoine Winfield Jr.
Antoine Winfield, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I think the defense of the Bucks, just like that front six, I want to say, I think it makes this a different game. Like you have Vita Vea, who's going to constantly be on pressure, as well as what's my name, Levante David.
Levante David, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just think the defense is going to change that game.
I agree. Yeah.
Y'all rocking first 2 picks so far. We rocking with the Eagles smoking the Packers, and we got Buccaneers beating the Commanders 24-14, 10-point deficit. Last game in the NFC.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Last game in the NFC, and what I already see Dan kind of wrote it down, but I honestly think this got a chance to be game of the week. We got the number 5 Vikings versus the number 4 Rams. Rams won the Super Bowl back in 2021. Vikings have since built themselves up, be a top 5 team in the league, arguably. How y'all see this one going?
It's going to be a really good game because, granted, the Rams have already beat them once.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, you can't count out the Vikings and what they're doing right now as a high-level offense. I feel like it just comes down to how good can their defense be, because the Rams don't necessarily have a good secondary, and their linebackers are kind of mediocre. So it really just comes down to how good can their defense be with Cam Bynum, Byron Murphy, trying to stop Pook and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I kind of agree to a similar way. I do I just want to start off saying that the Vikings, I think they will W, just solely based off of Jefferson's probably going to torch that secondary, kind of agreeing with Samajai a little. But as well as that, I think speaking of Sam Darnold, I think realistically the Vikings win or lose that game solely based off him, and I want to say that just because. I don't want to say he had a bad game last night against.
It was a pretty bad game.
Yeah. That was against a good Lions team, so we'll see if he might see a ghost during the playoffs or not. But if he doesn't, then he's going to play well. But it really just comes down to how he plays, on how if you can give the ball to Jordan Addison, if you can give the ball to Justin Jefferson, and just so on and so on, as well as Aaron Jones's run game, then it all comes just down to that. I think it's going to be. I don't want to say it's going to be a shootout. My prediction did say it was a lower score game. I had it with 17-13. With the Vikings. But I think it could be better. At the time, I was thinking like, oh, it's probably just gonna be a defensive game because you also do have to realize that the Vikings have a really good defense. They have a great defensive coordinator in Brian Flores, and just overall, I think that alone they might just steal the game based off defense as well.
I do want to say, though, I want to give credit to Amik Robertson from the Lions for what he did against Jay Jettis.
Yeah.
That man came out and said, oh, I played him in high school. I know how to play him. Then proceeded to lock his ass up.
Yeah, they didn't. He only had like 3 catches for 41 yards.
Yeah, like and it was like on 9 targets. So Sam Darnold kept trying to get that ball to him, but Roberson was all over that.
Yeah.
I just got to give credit where it's due. He stood on his word.
Exactly. And who knows? I'm not saying the secondary.
Also, wait. Game day update. Christian Watson has suffered a torn ACL and will miss the remainder of the 24-25 season.
Yeah, Packers are
that game is a blowout.
Yeah, that game's going to be a blowout. Was it during practice or was it during? Oh, it was during the game, right? I remember he got hurt.
I couldn't even tell you. I don't watch Packers games. But that game's going to be a murder.
It's going to be a blowout. Unless people. Here's the thing about the Packers, though. I mean, I was just the Cowboys, but like they beat the number 2 seed Cowboys last year.
But they had Aaron Jones. They don't got Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. I remember that game. That man absolutely was dog shit in fantasy season. But as soon as he goes in the playoffs, plays against my team, that man scores 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he went for like 200 on 3 TDs, right? And then Jordan Love too had like 72% completion rate. He went for like 260, right?
Bro pulled a prime Aaron Rodgers throwing off just his heel. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. Like that game haunts me forever.
Yeah. Also, we forgot to say this, but speaking about Josh Jacobs, he won't be. I feel like he's going to be shut out this game. He's not doing shit against that Eagles.
No, not against the Empire. Not against that
defense. He's not doing shit.
I agree.
So we got the Rams. The Vikings winning in a close one. We got the Buccaneers winning, and then we got Eagles dominating. So the only low seed y'all picked was the Vikings, since the Vikings are a 5th seed, and then Buccaneers are 3, Eagles are 2. So it'd be interesting to see how that NFC wild card plays out. Obviously, now to the AFC.
I got the Rams.
Oh,
I got the Rams.
Okay.
I think it goes either way, but I think the Vikings pull through. Like I said, it just depends.
A little bit of LA bias. Joachim can relate.
I get it. No,
I got the Rams.
I can't relate.
Shout out Gio. Gio's a Rams fan, but
I can't relate to. I can't. You said LA bias. Joaquin can't relate.
Yeah, you're from the Valley.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Sparkle Valley. I mean,
I'm from Baltimore. If we just going like
you lived there for like 11 months.
If we just going,
buddy, there for less than a year.
If we just gonna do that, like don't disrespect D-Moore. I got connects. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sydney. I got my Baltimore connects.
Baltimore?
Yes, City lived in Baltimore for 10 years.
Oh, I think I do remember telling me that. I don't. I forgot.
Bro just lied on the pod. Nah, but like, just get I can't relate.
No, she should tell me. I just forgot.
Ravens Nation. That's why I can't relate. Speaking of the Ravens, let's get to this AFC. The first match.
He's in the wrong script.
Ravens are AFC, you know.
My fault.
All right, it's all good. I had the Philadelphia 76ers earlier. Anyways, first AFC matchup, we got the number 5 Chargers at the number 4 Texans. It's going to be a Justin Herbert masterclass, and C.J. Stroud going to revive himself from the slump. Keep in mind, the Texans, they don't have Tank Dell. They don't have Stephon Diggs. We was talking about it off the pod. Maybe a Deontay Johnson legacy game. Don't know if that's going to happen. How do y'all see this game playing out?
It's hard to say because it's like, is Ladd going to be that? And to answer that question, he has been all season. It's just, does he have a playoff mode? Because we know Quentin Johnson ain't doing
yeah.
Let's be honest. Especially against those DBs. The Texans have excellent DBs. With Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, all of them. Like, the Texans have excellent secondary game. And the Chargers, they kind of really only have one go-to target on offense, and that's Ladd McConkey. You can't rely on Deontay Johnson. I couldn't tell you who their tight end is. Joshua Palmer is bald, so it's like you can't really rely on their offense.
Nah, I guess for me personally, I think the one thing is that I mean I had the score for I think I have the Chargers winning 28-21. I think it's just gonna be a shootout because simply on the fact is, well, actually I kind of changed my mind. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. Just simply because of the fact that CJ Stroud has to rely on wide receiver threes because of the injuries. And I think it's just going to be kind of like a very slow game looking at it now. I'm going to say like maybe like 14-8. That's my score. Just the Chargers just simply because although Joshua Palmer, although Deontay Johnson, and etc. for them, I think they might pull it off. I know the Houston has great DBs, but I just kind of have a feeling that they will probably just be better. Especially if CJ Stroud has a slump of a game, which I do think he does. He's gonna have a slump of a game, so I think they're gonna win big solely at that.
I agree in a way. I feel like the Texans defense takes this. It's not even going to be the offense because, as you said, CJ Stroud has pure wide receiver threes. I think the offense is truly just going to be too much for the Chargers, given that they don't have a consistent offense. You can't rely on your run game. J.K. Dobbins isn't that. And even if he was, the Texans have really good run defense on top of them having really good pass rush and secondary in the backfield. I just think there's going to be like a Kaimi Fairbairn legacy game. It's going to be like one of those games where it's just kicker after kicker. And probably we get like, and I can see like a defensive pick six from the Texans or something, but I don't think like any touchdowns are going to be scored this game.
Really? Yeah, it's probably going to be low scored, you're saying? I said the same thing as well, but like maybe like 1 or 2 in total for the game, not per team. But
yeah, I can see this going to like.
I just think the Chargers are going to kind of. I know it's kind of weird, but it's a little bit LA bias as well. I mean, I think Justin Herbert's going to play well. I know, although like he is probably going to get hit a lot, like you said before the episode started. But I think
also we're forgetting. Even though the Texans do have straight wide receiver threes, they still do have Joe Mixon, who has shown he can take the top off a defense. He showed that earlier this season, so they still have him to somewhat rely on. As well as John Michie has shown some flashes of being able to be a good wide receiver.
He's okay, though, in my opinion.
And they still do have Nico Collins, so.
Yeah. But I mean, what happens, honestly? I think it's a kind of like a 50-50 ball game, but I think the Chargers are just going to win. I think they're going to go in there, they're going to beat Houston.
I just want to shout out J.K. Dobbins real quick for staying healthy a full season. And that's not even a shot. As a Ravens fan, I can't remember the last time that happened. I'm happy to see him go to another team in the Chargers.
I hate to tell you.
They hate to tell me what?
Either Joe Mixon or J.K. Dobbins. I mean, they could have like a late.
J.K. Dobbins going for 3 touchdowns. That's my hot take. J.K. Dobbins about to card that defense up.
No.
Come back to this. Speaking of legacy games, though, we got the number 6 Steelers versus the number 3 Ravens. Is this? And I saw one of y'all.
Game number 1. That is not a legacy game. No.
I'm happy you said this because I saw somebody that you follow, Daniel. I saw somebody. I screenshotted the post. I saw somebody post on Instagram. The Steelers gonna walk in and beat Lamar, and Lamar's a playoff dropper, and this is a legacy game, and da-da-da-da-da. I got the post screenshotted. When the Ravens win, just understand that's going to be posted. I think you know who I'm talking about. It is what it is. It's nothing but business on this end. But the Steelers and the Ravens are 1-1 this season. Steelers were on the come up. They beat the Ravens. They were on the come up. They had a huge drop off. They're in a slump right now, as Daniel pointed out off the pod. The Ravens have seemingly kind of found their groove. They figured out that, we actually can throw and we can run. We've got 2 good tight ends. They're not great, but we've got a good conglomerate of offensive options. You got Derrick Henry, who's finally being utilized. I still remember that first Chiefs game. Derrick Henry, first drive, goes for like 80 yards in that drive. Touchdown. He gets 3. Y'all went off the the inch, the foot thing. Anyways.
Hello, bro. Weep. You lost. Weep.
Wow. We gonna come back to the AFC Championship. We gonna come back to the AFC Championship, and when we walk in Arrowhead and give y'all belt and get where the belt at.
I saw this foreign.
Get a no belt.
We give you the belt.
Ain't no belt.
We giving you the belt. Come on now.
No, y'all not. Why would you
look?
I
said this kind of like off screen, but I do believe that this is the game where Mike Tomlin gets fired as a Steelers coach, and that's kind of my hot take.
That's such a good point, bro. He's been living off those quote unquote winning seasons.
Bro, he's living off a 9 and 8.
But it's like kind of like you're not going anywhere with this record, though.
It's like he gets to that, then he just stops.
He's the J.B. Bickerstaff of the NFL. Stay with me. He is the J.B. Bickerstaff of the NFL. He is. No. Stay with me. I'm not talking about their entire careers. I'm talking about like the last couple seasons. You've got a decent amount of talent. You've got pieces to potentially make a deep run, and you show flashes. But when you need to win a series or a playing game, you don't put it together, and you living off them 44 and 40, those 42 and 42 seasons. He's living off of 9 and 8 seasons. He living off of 10 and 7 seasons. His more impressive victories are stopping people from getting to the playoffs than actually making the playoffs himself. They was on Instagram Live celebrating knocking the Ravens out the playoffs when Lamar was hurt 2 years ago, saying walk in your trap and take over your trap. Buddy, you're not making it. They weren't going to the playoffs. They celebrate being the gatekeeper for greatness instead of trying to achieve and ascertain greatness as a team. Get them out.
And it's also the fact that he's playing at an MVP caliber now. Who knows? He might just go ghost or he might not. I don't think he is. It's the Steelers. There's no offense. The Steelers aren't. Their defense is overrated in my opinion. TJ Watt, he's the good, but he ain't that good. But
is he better than Nick Bosa? I'm just curious. Is CJ Watt better?
Bosa's been this year.
Who? Wait. Nick
Bosa's been garbage.
He's injured though. He's been injured.
Bro, wasn't enough black QBs on Nick Bosa's schedule. They had him playing Minnesota. They had him playing Minnesota.
So glad the 49ers are here, bro. I'm so glad that team
you come to the Ravens, big bro.
No, bro. He's trash.
Ayuk is bad. I'm not gonna lie. Who would I even take off?
Their whole team is
and it's so. Somebody said a hit on.
It was you, bro.
No, it wasn't me. Let me check my phone.
But the 49ers are.
There we go. You dropped out for a second. I was like, Savannah called a hit. You talking about the 49ers?
No, but I think just going on to like I said, Lamar's having like a very MVP caliber type season. So I think honestly, like just based on that, he's gonna get.
We shouldn't.
He's gonna carry. I'm not gonna say he's gonna carry.
We shouldn't lose.
You're a phenomenal ball game. I think you're gonna.
I
don't think y'all should lose. Y'all shouldn't lose.
If you guys lose this game, you guys. Oh my goodness, this is. That is embarrassing because you have a very slump. You have a wasp.
Overrated.
George Pickens is good, but like I said, wasp.
He's overrated as
Geno Stone got that.
He's gonna be throwing you balls. No,
Geno Stone got that. Geno Stone. I feel like we gonna melt Russ. I feel like it's gonna be like a very like.
Yeah.
We gonna go up like 2 TDs early.
Look,
Russ, they gonna get a field goal. I feel like 42-27. I feel like 42-24.
My prediction score is 35-14 Ravens. Lamar's gonna have a game. Amazing game. MVP caliber.
I don't know if y'all seen it, but have y'all seen the graphic where it was like through week 5, George Pickens has 700 something yards, and then he finished the season with 900 yards.
I saw that.
And then you also got to realize the Steelers are on a 5-game losing streak right now, I believe. Yeah,
that team is fried, and they don't have Najee Harris because he has CTE. They're fried.
Yeah, I think the Steelers. I feel like that first little fake run they had at the beginning of the season, and again they had this a couple years ago. Remember with Big Ben, they went 11-0. Then he finished the season like 12 and 5 or 11-6, and then Baker Mayfield goes up 28-0 in the first quarter. Mind you, that was just mostly the Browns defense. I'm not gonna give all that to Baker. But y'all got smacked in the face. It's a habitual pattern. We start the season off hot. I understand it now, like the lethal shooter meme. Oh, I understand it now. I understand how to play winning football. And then they have a drop-off. They're a regular season team, And I love Mike Tomlin, but I feel like you need some fresh blood in there to really give the Steelers a different identity. Because again, we living off that one Super Bowl ring you got. We living off of the memes. Y'all know that ain't happening. We living off him walking off the stage. We living off more of Mike Tomlin as the iconic person in the history of the NFL instead of what he's actually doing. No, I think he's the most memeable coach.
My fault. He won one.
Mike Tomlin might be the most memeable coach in I think in sports history. Outside of I forget the soccer player's name, the soccer coach's name, but Mike Tomlin might be the most memeable. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Is it? I know his name too,
bro. What is his?
Jose Marino. There you go.
But it's also Pepe. It's also Pep. It's Jose Marino.
The one you're thinking about though is Jose Marino.
Really?
Yeah, the one you're thinking about is Jose Marino.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about Jose Marino. Yeah, one of the most memeable coaches ever.
My goat.
Yeah, but I just feel like the Ravens should win it. On paper, we're the better team.
Easily too. It's no question.
We've shown
if the season ended in what, like week 5, maybe the Steelers would have been even, but no, coming off a bad slump. The Steelers did the same thing in 2020. How do you go undefeated and you lose 4 of your last 5 games? Doesn't make any sense. And then they got blown out by the Browns. I see the same thing happening with the Ravens, though, as I said earlier.
Yeah, the Chiefs fan in me wants to say Steelers win this, but if I'm being logical, this is not a game whatsoever.
No. It's not a game. And again, that Instagram post going up too. The moment Lamar wins, I got the post screenshotted. It's not personal. I just got a AFC Championship bound again. Final matchup though for today. We got the number 7 Broncos versus the number 2 Bills.
Bills are winning.
I don't think this is really. I think the Broncos can maybe have a couple of great spurts, a couple of good moments on offense if they just catch the Bills sleeping. But in all honesty,
the Damar Hamlin legacy game.
unless Josh Allen falls off the face of the earth, maybe Shamik Moore snipes his kneecaps. I don't know. Unless something like that happens.
Wow.
I don't think just from the stands.
Buddy,
I don't really think
he was at that game. That man scored 5 touchdowns. Mark my words. If she's at that game, he is throwing 5. He's throwing 5 touchdowns.
I'm going for 7 personally. Not if I'm Josh Allen. Hey, I already had a certain allegations on here before. I didn't mean it in that manner.
But yeah, I think it's not gonna be a blowout, but I think it's gonna be 27-14. That's the score I predicted.
Really? Yeah, that's a fair score. Maybe I say 36-20.
James Cook is going to take the top off this defense. Him and Josh Allen with their rushing. This isn't going to be a game played through the air for the sole fact I guess you can say Khalil Shakir is the Bills wide receiver 1. PS2 is sitting on that pause if needed. So basically, the Broncos run defense is I guess, but they're gonna run all over that defense.
I sleep every time I take one.
Yeah, they're gonna run all over that defense. It's gonna be a James Cook and Josh Allen rushing game.
But yeah,
I think Josh Allen gets 2 rushing TDs in this game. I don't think that's unlikely.
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up just the wild card sequence of it. Hopefully we do another division or maybe AFC or NFC champs games. But I think this is how
before we end. Where the are the Bengals at? So bad. Where the are the Bengals? Buddy had that season for what? Jamar Chase.
Their defense pretty much just sold them this year.
Hate Jamar Chase.
Hey, can I push agendas?
Burrow, that team goes 3-13.
Can I push agendas? Can I say the Chiefs duck the Bengals? Can I say that?
No, that's literally what happened.
Can we scared?
Yes, they beat us before.
Scared of Joe Shiesty?
They beat us before. I want to say they beat us once
in the playoffs to beat them.
Exactly. So yes, they beat us. I want to say once, and then we came back and whooped their ass.
Yeah, because y'all smoked them the next time y'all played.
Yeah, but even then, I'll say yes. They do scare me as a team.
I respect it though. Just real quick before we wrap up in the AFC, we are picking the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chargers to get things done. Again, Chargers are the only. I mean, these matchups are kind of.
I'm not choosing that.
You split 50-50?
I think so.
Okay, Dan's choosing the Chargers.
Yeah. I got the Texans.
Okay, so we split on that. Same thing with the Vikings and same thing with the NFC 4-5 matchup. Daniel had the Vikings. Samajai has the Rams. Now it's the inverse. Dan showed a little bit of LA bias, and then we got Samajai taking the Texans. Fun little video, though. I'm looking at this whole playoff picture. If our predictions are correct, just real quick. We got the Bills and Chiefs next round, cinema, right?
That's
we got the
no. Chiefs Chargers. Chiefs Chargers.
Yeah, my fault. This bracket is wrong, man.
Loki, hear me out. I'm low-key scared. I'm low-key scared of the Chargers.
I don't know. Washington Post is telling me it's going to be Ravens.
No,
that's wrong. That's wrong because they're the number one seed. I don't know why they have it like that.
Yeah, no, it's Chiefs Chargers, and I'm low-key scared of the Chargers.
It's because the Chargers they play the lower seed. They play the low seed. Number one always plays.
Yeah.
For some reason, anytime we play the Chargers, I don't know if y'all seen back in 2022 or 2023 when Mike Williams just killed our entire defense. I wanted to cry that game. For some reason, anytime the Chargers play us, it just goes back to like that 2021 Justin Herbert season where he had like 5K yards and 40 touchdowns. So I actually am scared of the Chargers playing the Chiefs. I don't know why, but for some reason they just decide to use all their talent.
The thing is, y'all defense is elite. I feel like, again, like it's an on paper thing. Y'all should beat them y'all rush defense is elite. As a Ravens fan, I give y'all that.
Yeah, our rush defense, like
the Chargers are a team that has the pace to like punch you in the mouth early. I don't know how well they can keep that pace for like a whole game though. That's my biggest thing with the Chargers. They kind of like
I don't know,
they kind of like first half merchants because remember you was up 27-0 against the Jaguars and they were looking like oh yeah, we gonna get Chargers Chiefs round 2. This is gonna be cinema, and then you choked and you stopped your tracks. Obviously that was with Brian Boyles. Now you got Jim Harbaugh. It really just depends. I don't think that the Chiefs. The only two teams the Chiefs really got to worry about is Bills and Ravens, and those two are probably going to get each other out in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because they playing each other.
I was looking because CBS Sports.
The thing that worries me about the Chiefs.
CBS Sports secondary. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, the only thing that probably worries me about the Chiefs is the secondary because outside of my glorious King Trent McDuffie, our other DBs are Jalen Watson is injured and Joshua Williams gives up plays really easy. Then Najee Johnson is literally a But yeah, when it comes to like Trent McDuffie is great in like coverage and lockdown, but for some reason he has a tendency to get head tapped by like taller receivers. It happened in that Steelers game. He got his tapped by Mike Williams. So we might see like a couple Quentin Johnson head taps. Granted, he gonna drop 4 of them. He might catch 1.
But yeah, no. This is what the playoff picture would look like for my pick. If I do pick the Chargers, they would play Kansas City, or the Chiefs. If Baltimore wins, they play Buffalo.
Yeah.
When they beat Denver, and then on the NFC side, I had Minnesota winning, so they would face the Rams. I'm sorry, they'd face
Lions.
The Lions. And the Bucks.
Then we have Bucks
Eagles. Yep. Or if same thing, it doesn't matter. It'll be Rams Detroit and vice versa. Yeah.
That Rams Detroit game would be so good.
That would be a good game though too. I agree.
Last year's game came down to like 1 or 2
and
plays.
Who got injured though too? Or not in the playoffs.
Exactly.
I'm talking about playoffs. I'm talking about week 1. They faced each other week 1, I believe.
I really do believe Ravens Lions that was supposed to happen last year. I really do believe this is the year for the Ravens Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah, buddy.
I would feel so good though if we beat the Eagles.
I'm going to talk about Super Bowl predictions later, but I'm just going to say mine. My Super Bowl prediction: if the Chiefs don't lose to the Chargers, I think it's going to be Bills and Bills and Lions.
Get along this guy.
Bills and Lions. That's my prediction. Bills and Lions. Super Bowl.
Either way it goes. If the Chiefs get to this Super Bowl, they're winning.
Yeah, I agree.
The line. I agree with that.
The path to the Super Bowl is harder than the actual Super Bowl.
I agree. I feel like whoever wins is going to be an AFC team. That's just my personal opinion.
It's going to be an AFC team. It's not going to be an NFC team.
Yeah, as long as you get either the big three, which is KC, Bills, Ravens, you could argue in that order. Whoever is coming out of there is winning and especially with no injuries, that's an AFC team this year.
I agree.
Lamar first ring, I would be really annoying, but it just depends. It depends. They're going to give Josh Allen his DEI MVP. They're going to give him his Joel Embiid MVP. It's cool. We can live with that, though. We going for the Super Bowl MVP. Shout out Lamar Jackson. Salute. I don't know why I saluted twice. My fault, y'all. But with that being said, though, that is going to wrap up this Wild Card Weekend edition of BoxInOne. And we might just do football predictions. It's the playoffs. Why not talk about it? It's other sports in the world. It's other sports we watch. Why not incorporate some of our other interests in sports into real life? As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow the Twitter, follow the TikTok, follow and subscribe to the YouTube, share with family and friends, etc. And we will see you all in the next one.